So in parts here, the ecosystem is to build with 2 tokens. Okay. So these 2 tokens is actually to resolve one of the biggest problem in DeFi. Okay, because we are using the Olympus style protocol. So the main issue over there is the unsustainability of the inflections. In the same time, the price collapse. That means the price dropping issue. Okay. So what is these 2 token is the first thing first, we have IBS. Okay. So IBS eventually is actually to earn, and this is the DeFi engines. Okay. So for the POTS coin, POTS coin is actually a value and a scarcity, because this token is actually fixed supply, in the same time is a long-term holding asset. Okay. So what's the purpose of IBS coin is engines. Okay, it's a core for the DeFi system. So it's designed to, first thing first, is power the bond. Okay, it's power the bond, and then they're able to, for the staking reward, because you do for staking, right? And then it's actually is a yield generating tokens. So you keep on getting more and more token. In the same time, it provides the liquidity and the system stability. Okay, so you can think this way. If you think about the IBS is like a working capitals of the ecosystem. So that means it's like a front door. To enter the system, you must go through the front door. So IBS is the front door for everyone's. Okay. So the key innovations of IBS as compared to the previous DeFi project is, if we compare to the previous project, they will directly do the bond mining. As long as they receive the money, then they will mine the coins out. This is something else outside. So you can see over there, some of the projects, they are actually 70 times, that means 70 multiply of the coin needed. So that's a lot. So when there's many coin of it, then the price will go down. Okay. So second things of the traditional DeFi is there is uncontrollable inflections from the bond event. Okay. So in here, POTS, what we do right now is, first thing first, we have a rebase pool contract models. So what's it mean? It means that IBS is a printed on demand. Okay, it's not like when I receive money, then I will print the coin. No, we won't that way. We print as needed. Okay, and then IBS is a calculated and issue based on the system need. Okay, so here's the formulas of the logic. Okay, IBS supplies is dynamically adjust based on the estimated demands for the next 30 days. That means based on our AI calculations, we already know for upcoming 30 days, okay, how many IBS that has been needed in the system in order to let all the whole system be running. Okay, so in these cases, we're able to first control the inflation of the pricing. That is the first thing. Second thing is going to be smooth the supply of the expansions. Okay, and then the most important things, just now we talked about the pricing is going to be collapsed, right? So no sudden pricing shock will be happening here, because there is just enough coin in IBS but not over. Okay, so that is the important parts that what IBS has been innovations. Okay, now a lot of people still asking me, Ding, I see in your options there is a bond, there is a staking. So may I know what's the difference between this? So you will find the answer in here. Okay, so first thing first, our bond is start on 25th of April. That means last month. Okay, and then for staking, we are not open yet. Okay, we're going to launch our staking on 23rd of May, which means another, like 5 days later on. Okay, so what's the difference between bond and staking is, if you go for bond, there's actually a creation of the liquidity pool. Why? You see, first thing first, the user will actually directly deposit USDT inside the system. So whenever you deposit the USDT inside the system, the total funds is actually split with 50-50. Okay, 50% will go to USDT liquidity. Meanwhile, another 50% will actually go for IBS. How to get the IBS to stake if IBS is locked in bond? Good question. No need to worry. I will answer in here. You are way too far. Okay. So whenever we are doing a bond, that means that these actions, when I buy a bond, I actually added a value to liquidity pool. Okay. So when we doing these actions, it actually strengthens the flow price stability. Okay. So that means from the beginning until now, all we are doing is bond. Okay. Now, when start on staking, that means 23rd of May staking. Okay. Now user no longer deposit USDT. So what they're going to be deposit or his staking is using IBS. Okay. So the question is, if I'm unable to buy IBS, then I'm able to buy bonds. So how I get my IBS? So that's why if you want to do a staking, you must go to the open market to purchase a IBS. That means your USDT is used in buy IBS from the open market. So like now, the platform that we are having is the PancakeSwap. So actually you can buy IBS coin in PancakeSwap. After you have the IBS coin, then you come back to our backend office system to do a staking. Okay, so by doing these actions, there will no new liquidity has been created because you are not deposit USDT directly to the funding. So from this, there will no artificial inflections. In the same time, it's just a pure market driven transactions. Okay, so that is the main differentiations between bond and staking. So if you buy a bond, of course, you will have a little bit extra of benefit. Example, you have a discount coin in bond, but in staking, there is no any discount coin because you just purchase like a normal pricing. Okay. So what's the benefit of staking is, yeah, they will open like one more, the duration options, the terms, because in now for bond, we have like 90 days, 180, 360 days. That is the selections of the day. But in staking, there will be one more option, which is the flexible terms. Okay. Is there a question on that? Yes, you are right, John. Your name John, right? Yes. If you are participate in bond, that means you are deposit the USDT. But in staking, that means that you in your hand you must have the IBS coin with you. Then only you can go for staking. So where the IBS come from the open market, which is PancakeSwap. So I hope I make this clear. Right now, okay. Talk about the inflation models. So why is work? Okay, it's because our design is more simply like Olympus style, but we have doing some enhancement of it. Because in the traditional Olympus style, we all know that first thing first, the pricing will go down one day, no matter how. Okay, and then second one is some of the Olympus style protocol. Okay, what they do is they will just printed or mining as much as coin that they have once they receive the money. But in here, we are do something differently. So what is the key difference beside is in the inflation, in our IBS inflation, first thing first is controllable because we are using the rebase formula. Okay, that's the first thing. Second things is able to predictable. Why? Because as we mentioned, through the AI calculation, we all know that for coming 30 days, how many coin that are actually needed in running the whole system. Okay, so while we know that, then the smart contract will work accordingly. Okay, the third one is there will be a counterbalance because we have the burning mechanism as below. So let's look at it, how it works. Okay, so as you all know, we are not just doing a one platform over here. In here, we are actually merging, because POTS himself is actually merging a two mechanism in here. The first is the DeFi protocol, okay, the DeFi Olympus style protocol. Okay, the second one will be the prediction market. So like I mentioned just now, our prediction market, which means our POTS market platform is going to be launching on 28th of May. That means 10-day most. Okay, 10-day most. So in this, we are interrupting prediction market integrations. So this is how it works. In POTS market, which means the prediction market, we do a prediction, right? So in there, they will generate a certain percentage of the prediction market fees. Okay, so all the fees, or we can call it a gas fee in prediction market. Okay, he will do a buying IBS from the market. Okay, so when he's buying the IBS from the market, what we're gonna do is it's going to burn the amounts of the IBS permanently. So why we are doing this? First thing first, because we all know if let's say the coin is too many in the pool, there will be affected the pricing. Because like every one of you now, of course, once you have IBS, you want to become a USDT and then to pay your bill, am I right? So that's why you will keep on selling your IBS, okay, inside the pool, and then you take the USDT out, am I right? So by doing that, okay, the certain gas fee that we have, we will purchase the IBS and go to burn. So that means what? That means the IBS supply is continuously reducing. Okay, it was reduced. Okay, so we all know when the IBS, when the coin is reducing, the liquidity of the pool will be grow. Okay, because you see in these actions, whenever we have a gas fee, right? The gas fee we will purchase in IBS. That means we will put USDT inside the LP pool, and then we take out the IBS coin and then go for burning. So that's why the liquidity in here will be growth. Okay. Second things is when we purchase all the IBS, is will never return re-entry for the circulations. Okay. So by doing that, the circulating supply is going down. Right. The first thing you see, when the USDT that we're putting in, it will stay in the liquidity. That means IBS go out, USDT go in. So where the money come from? It's come from the gas fee from prediction market. So that's why by doing this, the pricing pressure will become positive. Okay, so this is something that we are different from others, because in others Olympus style protocol, they have no new money was actually coming into the system. So that's why when people start to selling 1 coin, 2 coin, 10 coin, 100 coin, and then all the player inside, they will start to worry because they're seeing the pricing is go down. So what they do, I will sell, you will sell, he will sell, everyone is selling. So that's why the pricing is keep on dropping. But in here, you can see in the past 20 days, okay, our IBS pricings at the very beginning is 30. Okay. Upon the bond has been launching is on 30, the pricing. Until now, we still maintaining 39.40, 39.40, 39.40, because this is the effort of the mechanism himself. Okay. Now, some of the people might ask me, hey Ding, what is the total supply for IBS? Okay. So in here, I will tell you there is no fixed supply for the IBS. Why? Because we design that the IBS is actually a utilities and a reward token. Okay, and it's designed to expand with the ecosystem group himself. And no worry, why? Because the expansions is controllable. So how we control is we are offset by the continuously of burning. That means the money from the prediction market, we will buy the IBS inside the pool and then we go for burning. Once we burn, IBS reducing, USDT up. That is the logic. Okay. So the second important coins that we have in our platform is POTS coin, POTS token, whatever you name it. So in POTS, okay, this is counterbalance. So why we say so? Because you see, like the IBS, yes, it is inflationary. It keep on and they keep on increasing, right? So in POTS token here is a fixed total supply. So total we have 21 millions in IBS in POTS coin. Okay, and this is non-inflationary. Okay, and important thing is POT is a long-term value asset. Okay, a lot of people ask us why you are running for two tokens or dual tokens mechanism, because the purpose of the POTS coin is actually to governments, okay, and a source of incentive for everyone who joining. And then there is actually a long-term holding tokens, and this is an ecosystem credibility. So, not sure you guys still remember how the POTS coin has been formed. It's actually formed with all the gas fee 10 and 30%. Remember the 10 and 30% gas fee that when you want to withdraw the IBS, okay, is that all the money will be go into the POTS pool. So all the 10 and 30% gas fee, okay, if you buy BTC, Bitcoin, and then put into the pool. So our POTS coin is actually pairing with BTC, the Bitcoin. Okay, so here is the flywheel effect for each of the part, and then each of the part is actually linkage. So let's start with the user entry. Whenever the user entry, no matter you are entry by a bond or a staking, am I right? So the more user entry, the more IBS is actually demand will be increasing. Okay, like either you do a bond, then you will create an IBS, or you are joined as a staking, then you just go to the open market, the pancake swap, to buy the IBS and then do a staking in here. So if we increase the IBS demand, right? So once it's done, then our second platform, the prediction market, is going to be generate a revenue, because we all know in prediction market, we are earning the gas fee. You can look at Polymarket. So this is how they make money. Okay. So once we are generate the revenue from prediction market, certain percentage will be allocated to buy a IBS coin and then to burn it. That means in here, some of the USDT will be putting here. So USDT inside the LP pool, IBS coin comes out. So it's burned. Okay. And then by doing this, the supply will be decreased. Okay. And then the liquidity will be increased because we are putting USDT inside. So by doing this, the impact is the pricing will be more stability. Okay. So if you look at our pricing right now, it's actually like what I've been mentioning in the past 20 days is, you know, like 39, 41, 40 max. So this graph or this chart or candle, whatever is it will be more confidence for people. Why? Because if you look at a share, first one is going to be like up, down, is going to be huge. And the second one is just stably increase. So which share that you will go for it? Of course, if you are the risk taker, you will go for the first one, which means up, down. But for those people who really do for the investment, they look for a stability. So that's why a stable pricing of the coins is important. Okay, you can look at the past few device project example like Origins. You can look at ARKs. Okay, so you look at their pricing is like up down, and it's very unsecure for people's. So that's why when the pricing is stability, okay, it will be increase the confidence of the user. So whenever there will be more confidence in user, that means the more user will be entry in our platform, and once they entry, they will start participate again. So it's repeat, 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 repeat again. Okay. Now, so what is the POTS market doing? It's we are powered by a DeFi liquidity. Okay. So just want to let everyone to know, POTS here, we are not just a simple or a single modules of the DeFi ecosystem. It's also a prediction ecosystem powered by a real liquidity because we are merging each other's. Okay. So user actually predict the real world event across the multiple categories, including, you can see over here, we have the politicals. Okay. And then we have the cryptos. Like in the coming 5 minutes, whether the Bitcoin is up and down. Okay, of course, we have a spot. Like this year is going to be huge for us because we have a FIFA, the World Cup. So that's why whenever we are entering the room, we are playing a World Cup song because we want to let you know that the World Cup is around the corner. It's less than one month right now. Okay. And then, of course, the macro trends, the global events, and others. So there'll be a lot of categories that you can participate in prediction market. Okay. So the every prediction action is going to be create a transaction value. So example, now, it just recently, US President Donald Trump has been visit China, right? And then they did bring a lot of, all the big boss, the Nvidia boss, all the bosses to China. So actually in prediction market, they used to ask the questions. So what is the topic that they will be discussed during the meeting for both of, the Xi Jinping and Donald Trump? So what is the topic that they will be discussed inside there? So some of people might think could be Iran. Some of them might think could be AI. Some of them might think could be the nuclear boom. So that's why this is something that we can predict before they are launched their meetings. Of course, after they finish the meeting, they will do some announcement, right? So from there we know. Okay. So every transactions will create a volumes and is generate the ecosystem value. Okay. So the ecosystem will actually strongest the DeFi layers of the pods. Okay. So in a simple way, prediction market will create activities, DeFi liquidity will create the value, and then the pods ecosystems are actually connect the DeFi and the pods, the prediction market itself. Okay. So you can see over here, we have our own sustaining ecosystem inside the pods. Okay. Why? Because we are designed a closed looped economies where every transactions are support to the next layer. Let's see how it's going to be support for next layer. First thing first, in here, we can see there's a predictions activity, am I right? So whenever prediction activity, they actually generate a real platform volumes. Okay. So the platform volumes, okay, is going to be certain percentage is going to be by a DeFi, am I right? So the DeFi will be generate a revenue, and then the liquidity will going to be growth. So whenever liquidity is growth, the total supply of IBS coin is reducing, so the coin will be more stable. Okay, when the coin will be more stable, the ecosystem will be more confidence for everyone, and then more user joining and keep on repeating again. Okay. So pods is actually built to turn the market attentions into lasting ecosystem value. Okay. So some of them might ask us why there's a dual tokens happening. Why not you just like doing one coin and enough? Okay, you see from here, like we mentioned, IBS is the activities of the engines. So it's powered by either staking or bond. Okay, from there, they will be generate a reward, am I right? Because every day, if you do a staking according to your durations, example 90 days, 180 days, 360 days. So every day you will actually get your rewards at a stacking reward. In the same time, if you are participate to your team, you build up the team, the community, then you will have the expansions of your team. So from there will be a liquidity, and then you will have your extra coin as a core leaders. Okay. After that, this IBS, all right, is going to contribute the 10 and 30% gas fee to pots here. Okay. So every 10 and 30% gas fee will buy as a Bitcoin and pairing to the pots pool. So the pots coin is important because first thing first is its limit supply. Okay. So pots coin is value. Why? Because it helps the ecosystem to be grow, and its scarcity. So why the pots coin is scarcity? Even those just now IB mentions there were total 21 millions in pots coin, is because in pots coin, out of 21 millions, 1 million is going to take out for the ecosystem. So the balance is mean we have about 20 millions of the pots coin. So why scarcity is inside? Okay, inside this 20 millions of coin, we will going to have the daily 0.5% reducing of the pots coin. That means along the time, the more pots coin is going to be burned to the black hole. So the numbers, we all know the numbers of coin reducing, okay, the pricing will be goes up. So that's why pots is actually is named as a long-term value captures. Okay. So by doing these structures, okay, it's actually avoid a few common problems if you are only like a single DeFi coins. Okay, first thing first, high emissions, and then the selling pressure is high as well, and then you have a weak liquidity. And the most important thing is the unsustainable growth will be happen if you are the single coin. That's why you can have a look like outside coin, why their pricing once go down, never go up. Because the structure himself by them whenever they are launching or they are structuring is going to be like that. Okay, it's a structure issue. So in here, what we do, you see from IBS himself is going to drive the ecosystem activity. Okay, so on the right hand side pots, we're going to capture a long-term values. So both together is actually build a balanced token economy, because you see in here the pricing goes, the total supply goes up, the total supply goes down. So if you are earning money here, then you are doing a withdrawing, the money will go here, and then you will receive the pots coin, and then you're going to be swapped with BTC. So this is how it's work for the whole system, why we are having a two coin in here. Okay, so a lot of people might ask, like, is that trustable, or what is the security that you're actually providing? Okay, in here, okay, I have to let you all know that at the very beginnings, our bond will start on 25th of April, has been mentioned, and then on 1st of May, actually we has been re-announced our key, and we burned the 10 millions of the liquidity pools inside. That means after the 1st of May, there is no bosses in pots. Everyone in here is the boss, as long as you hold the coin. Because later on, what we're going to do, how we're going to do the management is by the multi-site and the DAO management. Of course, you can see in IBS, this is on-chain visibility. You can see every single transaction in there. Okay. So the transparency of the liquidity structures, you can see in the chain as well. And then who will be running or working up is going to be run by a smart contract. Okay. And the community is going to be driven grow faster. Okay. And the liquidity is based on the system stability. And of course, lastly, we can last longer. You see, if the previous versions of the Olympus style protocol, there has been in the market for 3 years, 4 years, and they still exist. Okay. So rather than just a promise, okay, we are verified everything on the change data, the contract logic, and transparency of the ecosystem mechanism. Okay, so in here, the core message in here is don't just simply trust whatever has been told, but you can do a verified from that. Okay, because the security is actually come from the transparency. After you checking, you know, yes, this is true. Whatever this platform been telling is true, because everything is on chain. You can check on that. And then in my channels that I've been sending just now, there is 2 videos that is actually very helpful for everyone, because it show that how you're going to check, like this 10 millions has been successfully burned, and the key re-announce, is it the real? So everything will be telling in the channel. So feel free to join the channel, so you will see a lot of informations coming up. Okay, so now why all the users are actually joining as pods? It's simple, because they want to early positioning in a long-term ecosystem. Okay, because as been mentioned, pods is not just a simple DeFi system, but we are doing a prediction market and the DeFi liquidity. So with these dual tokens economics, so we are using the Bitcoin as our backbone to pairing with the POTS coin. Okay, so whenever the prediction markets activity has been happening, so the platform instead will be starting to generate a revenue. So the certain percent of revenue is going to be fall back to the IBS liquidity. Okay, so there's a key importance here. Why people who joining? First thing, they want to do a early positionings before the worldwide market has been expansions. Just to sharing for everyone, like now pods, we have total 33 countries actually joining with us. So if you don't want people to tell you later on, so be the one who early positions and start to do the promo in your country. Okay, so the second reason why pods is different, why people want to join, is we are the multiple ecosystem participate path. That means we combining both. Okay, and of course the prediction market exposure. Like this year is going to be huge for prediction market, because we have FIFA. Okay, so number 4 is the user are offered to participate either in bond or staking. Okay, of course we have a dual tokens structure, which is left hand side IBS, right hand side POTS coin. Okay, and then we have a transparent and decentralized mechanism. That is important. If the project is centralized, that means what? That means all the money is inside the boss pocket. Okay, but if we go for decentralized, that means that every money is actually on the change. No one can touch the money, because no human hand can be touched, because the key has been re-announced. No one can touch the money inside the pool. Okay, the most important things one, if you are looking for a long-term ecosystem growing, so POTS here is going to be the one and the only one, because you can see from whatever our structure in here, it's going to be, the system is going to be run for 3 years, 5 years, there will be no issue. Okay, so in POTS here, we are not doing something like short terms. No, we are building a long terms financial infrastructures and the predictables, the platform. So I hope every one of you, if you want to choose a place to work longest, then POTS will be the one and the only one for your choosing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for all those participants. My presentation will be stopped here. So I